It wasn't until she saw her estranged husband surrounded by beautiful women asking for his contact that the woman finally realized the Tony she had once despised was actually an incredible man. Without thinking, she rushed forward to stop everything from happening. But she had forgotten. Just 3 days ago, she was the one who personally kicked Tony out of the house. 3 days earlier, her sister, trying to reunite her with her first love, falsely accused Tony of stealing the man's jade pendant. Despite Tony's desperate attempts to explain, no one believed him. But what truly broke his heart was that his own wife, whom he had cherished, also blindly believed her scheming sister's lies. Without a second thought, she lashed out at him. Even his own daughter showed disgust toward him, seeing that Tony refused to admit to something he hadn't done. His mother-in-law grabbed a stick and beat him mercilessly. But the next second, the first love suddenly admitted that the jade pendant wasn't even his. The woman, realizing her mistake, immediately threw the pendant to the ground. Tony hurried to pick it up, because it was the only clue to his true identity. Little did they know, Tony was actually the long-lost son of the richest man in the nation. His father had been searching for him for years, but his wife, assuming he had bought a cheap fake out of greed, scoffed at him, seeing how unwelcome he was in this home. Tony, utterly disappointed, asked for a divorce, but the woman sneered, telling him that if he left, he would have nothing. She even claimed he had no right to be the one requesting a divorce. Yet Tony knew full well, her heart had never been with him. She and her first love openly watched sunrises together, shared candlelit dinners, all because she thought Tony had no income and could never leave her. But what she failed to realize was, Tony had been the one silently managing everything in their home all these years. Yet when he pointed this out, she ridiculed him, calling him useless and petty. Realizing he would never receive the respect he deserved, Tony refused to stay a moment longer. He told her to prepare the divorce papers, but the woman demanded that he leave with nothing. Tony agreed without hesitation. She slapped him across the face, still foolishly believing he was just playing hard to get. She had no idea. This time, Tony was truly done with this family. Without hesitation, he went upstairs to pack his belongings. Her sister, convinced that Tony would come crawling back in a few days, laughed smugly. Even her mother, who had always looked down on him, was grinning from ear to ear. But just as Tony was about to leave, his daughter suddenly grabbed his hand. For a brief moment, he thought she was the only one reluctant to let him go. But what she said next completely shattered his heart.